All right, so I competed in the Whitney Jones Classic over the weekend, and it turns out it was the biggest show of the nation, of any show, amateur or pro, this year, which is pretty insane. And the competition was pretty great. I competed in Classic Physique C class, so I got up to 209 pounds, and I'm I height it in at 5'10" and a half. And yeah, so I just appreciate everybody that followed along, any of the YouTube videos. We didn't do any YouTube videos right leading up to it because I got real sick. And I was pretty much, not necessarily bedridden, but I wasn't really getting off the couch or anything like that for a few days. And then I was trying to work clients in the morning, and then I was trying to go. So anyway, it was a really rough week. So the recap of it was, you know, peak week, since you didn't see peak week, my plan was to go about my normal diet all the way up until Monday. And then Monday was gonna be a low carb day. Tuesday was a low carb day. Wednesday and Thursday were my carb up days. I did that exactly how I wanted to. I ate 600 grams of carbs on Wednesday. I ate 600 grams of carbs on Thursday. But like I said, I was pretty sick, so my body was just using up energy. I couldn't really tell what was going on or how much energy I needed. I just wanted to stick to the plan and see how it went. So Friday morning, I weighed in at 204.6, which was my lightest weight of prep. So none of the carbs helped me gain weight. I actually lost weight. And so I ate another two 75-gram carb meals in the morning. And then, you know, moderate amount of protein, about 40 grams of protein per meal, no fat. And then I went and got weighed in. And so I weighed in at check-ins at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at 208 pounds. But see, then my plan was to eat 0 carbs and just allow my body to flush water. And so I knew that was gonna be a challenge with being sick, because I was coughing up a bunch of nasty stuff and just really, really dry throat, pain in my throat, all that crap. And so what ended up happening was I flushed water all night. I just ate protein and fats. I woke up really dry and flat as a bone. Just as what normally happens to me happened to me again this time. So all those carbs I ate on Wednesday and Thursday just didn't stick. So I ate carbs all morning on Saturday, and then I went and had like a massive cheat meal, or what you would call a refeed meal. Let's go this way. And so went to a breakfast spot, had a huge skillet platter with a bunch of salt. And all right. Yeah, and then also I had like a big biscuit with it and a lot of potatoes. And I was hoping that would fill me out. But the thing is you just can't really predict how your body's gonna be when you feel like I was feeling and having a virus and all that stuff. Now the entire week I got on no antibiotics, no cough medicines, no Tylenol or ibuprofen. I took none of that stuff. I just didn't want anything else outside to affect my look, and didn't really seem to make much of a difference anyway. But the day of the show, I did keep eating carbs all day. The show ran 3 hours behind. Now don't get me wrong, the Whitney Jones Classic is freaking awesome. You know, like, it's just amazing to have so many spectators in one spot to come and watch an amateur event. So I don't know how Whitney Jones promotes it, but she did a fantastic job to get that many people. But 3 hours behind is kind of crazy. But see, I'm very prepared. I've done this for a long time. I brought a pillow, I brought chairs, I brought a bunch of food. You know, I was able to maintain a relatively comfortable setting even though I was sick. But anyway, so there was 13 people in my class, and I ended up finishing third. So that was fine because I went to this particular event so I could get my qualification to go to nationals. So I'll be competing in Masters USA's in November. On November 19th is when I'll be going on stage for Classic. But as far as the show, the rest of the show goes, there's a couple things you would want to learn, and I'm going to go over some of these things in future YouTube videos. But the one thing that I definitely learned from this is, even though you might have some good attributes, like my abs are really nice, I have a good midsection, but you know, some of the ways I posed myself made me look a little smaller against my competition because they posed themselves very big and they posed themselves very like classic, with classic lines kind of thing. And so you just gotta know what your competition looks like, and you gotta have a little bit better of an idea what the judges might be looking for. And so that's something I learned from this. There's certain ways I could present my physique that might make me look even more classic and then comparable in size. And so I didn't do that myself justice against the guys I was competing against. And especially the guy that I lost to, that was you know, in first place. He was in really, really good shape. And even if I mean, if I wasn't sick, I probably would have brought a better looking package, we'll call it. But I still wasn't gonna be as tight as him because I wasn't prepared to do that. My goal was to just get in there, get that qualification, and then dial it more in for the last show of the year. So the final part of this was that since the show was 3 hours behind, finals was supposed to start at 4 o'clock and they didn't start till 7 p.m. So judges, man, they must have been losing it because they had to be there obviously the longest, judging these people, judging all these competitors, and just constant, one after another. But that can happen, ladies and gentlemen, so you're gonna have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for the unexpected in shows. I've done amateur Olympias, I've done national USAs. Every single time something happens. You might be ready to go on stage and then all of a sudden they say, nope, the guys out there need a break, or they need to shut down the venue for an hour and then turn it back on, which happened at the Olympia. So all these different things can happen in your competitive life, and you have to be prepared for it. So whether that's bringing more food, whether it's bringing blankets to lay down on, yoga mats, whether it's bringing more fluids, whatever it is. And so anyway, I didn't go on stage till almost 8:45 for my posing routine. And anyway, that was a great posing routine, the best posing routine I've ever done. I'm gonna hopefully be able to have that up on YouTube soon. I was hoping to get Best Poser award, but they just gave it to the guy that won the whole show. So that was disappointing. I wasn't really expecting that because it was definitely between me and one other guy as far as posing routine goes, but oh well. After that, I had a couple donuts from the donut wall over at Whitney Jones, and then I have since had maintenance or above maintenance calories for the last 4 days, and it's now, so on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's now Thursday, and I'm back on plan. So that was just to help increase my metabolic rate, help my mental state a little bit. This morning I fasted for 15 hours till I got blood work done. And I encourage you, if you compete in any kind of bodybuilding, physique shows of any kind where you have to really drive your body down into the gutter, you do your blood work right afterwards, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna tell you what your worst blood work could possibly be. And if you're at your worst blood work and it's not that bad, that's a really good sign. You know what I mean? That's a sign that this might be a sport that is fit for your body. The stress, you can handle it, your internal organs, whatever. And if it's really, really bad, you might want to take a second glance at what you're doing to yourself or what you're putting in your body that's really tearing you up. So then now my very first meal out of the fast was egg whites with 1 whole egg and asparagus. And then I'll be back on eating as normal after that. And we're doing the video now talking about kind of the recap, but very shortly we'll have a macros and a future for the next 5.5 weeks, what my prep's gonna look like. And then I'm gonna try and take you guys on all the way through through peak week, and then hopefully have some footage of me on stage and so on, winning that pro card. So right now, first and pro card in Classic is my main goal, but I 100% wanna look bigger and harder on stage than I ever have. That's really the most, like, just dug into my head what I wanna look like and what I wanna accomplish this time around. And I think if I do that along with posing the way I need to show my physique being the biggest and most classic possible, I think there'll be a great result. So I really appreciate you guys following along with me. Thanks for taking this walk. Thanks for listening to this recap, and I'll have more information for you later on.